What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and today I want to do a little bit of a real talk. Let's talk about gaming specifically, more about YouTube, as I sit down, as I periodically do, and kind of assess my situation. Take a look at my channel, consider where I fit in as a channel and a commentator in the community, where I want to go from here. Obviously, the Battlefield quote-unquote launch is kind of now come and gone. Regardless of how you feel about that, what your opinions are, it doesn't matter in this case. But what I'm doing is kind of reassessing everything, looking a little bit forward, kind of charting my course for the next 2 or 3 months, kind of what games I want to hit, topics I might want to cover, people I perhaps want to collaborate with, those types of things. I'm going to be making a video specifically about that. Probably to come up over the weekend maybe, kind of looking for input from you guys, because you guys do have a big influence on that. You know, I have games I want to play, and I only play things and post things that I particularly enjoy, but you guys do have a lot of influence on kind of the generality and the direction I take with my channel. But today I wanted to talk about this kind of topic that's kind of bubbled up a little bit recently via Twitter and comment section and forums and things. And that is kind of this blowback that seems to be coming onto YouTubers in particular, and it's basically becomes an issue of honesty versus positivity. A lot of this is kind of targeted towards the Battlefield 4 launch, and people are trying to, you know, people are angry, and people kind of pitchforks and things, and they're going after people, and they're looking for accountability, and now it's kind of come back to YouTube, and people are kind of, you know, putting people accountable that I don't think should be. There was a lot of YouTubers that have been very positive about Battlefield 4. Hyping it up, building it up, never saying a critical word. And I think the insinuating undercurrent here is that they were on the hook. They're on the payroll, and they're part of the big hype machine. And I mean, I'm sure that certainly holds true, but I don't think many that are getting some of the, you know, the heat really were. I think it's just a general human exuberance. They were excited that a new game was here. You know, rose-tinted glasses. They saw all the good. They didn't quite see the bad. Even if they did, you just kind of ignore it. I know I'm guilty of this. Fully. You know, I get in. I'm sure I got one hit killed a couple times. I was like, say what? I was like, whatever. It's launch week. The servers are overloaded. No problem. And move on and just look at the good. There's nothing wrong with that. Remember, most YouTubers are just a gamer with a microphone. That's all they are. They're not professionals. They don't do this for the money. They do it because they love gaming. They want to share that with you. That's what it comes down to. I play games, and I want to share that with you guys. I want to talk games to you because everybody around me in my real life is sick of hearing it. But, you know, there seems to be this little bit of a blowback, and most people, you know, are upset with a lot of YouTubers because they lack the objectivity, the kind of transparency that they feel they should. You know, these guys that perhaps didn't say anything critical about Battlefield 4. What you have to understand is there's definitely a lot of credence to being positive on YouTube. Nobody goes on YouTube to listen to some guy complain and whine day to day and just, you know, we all can think of YouTubers that come to mind that are clearly playing a game they do not enjoy. And it comes through in their commentaries. It comes through in their videos. They're not enjoyable videos to watch. So we don't watch them. I know I've unsubscribed to these guys. Now, I do particularly enjoy guys that tend to focus on the fun of the game, what they like about the game. But I do also enjoy a really good, accurate, you know, logical, topical rant video where you're kind of pointing out the negatives and what's wrong with certain things. Now, I don't like it when it's just flat out a rant. I'd like for you to offer some solutions and some analysis perhaps, and just give me some intelligence with your rant, and I'll watch those. I enjoy those as long as they're objective, mature, and that kind of thing. So I think, ideally for me, I try to find a balance between honesty and positivity. You know, I'm not sitting here telling you guys I'm always correct. I can be very opinionated. I like to put, you know, opinionated videos out there trying to talk about tactics, strategy, and things. I also do your, you know, rant video every now and then. I've been known to do that. But I don't always claim to be correct. And sometimes I'm reactionary and I can be a little too emotional. But I'm always honest, and I'm always shooting you straight, and you always know where I'm going to stand on something. And I'll tell you flat out when I'm wrong. And there were certain games I was very wrong on. There was certain games that I've been a little right on. And, you know, there was a bit of Battlefield 4 where I was trying not to focus on the negativity. I was trying not to cover the negativity because I didn't feel like it did any good. And I was kind of preaching a position of patience. And I still think that was the way to go. And I would do that again because, you know, piling on didn't do anything at that point. Now, I'm guilty of the opposite probably, as I've been accused quite a bit lately of piling on and kind of beating a dead horse and taking advantage of an easy target. Well, let me talk to that for a minute, and I tend to agree with you and I disagree with you. I'm not doing it to get views. I'm not doing it to pick on an easy target. I'm doing it because I'm upset. And the difference here is people don't rant. People don't get upset about something unless they care about it. That's the bottom line. I mean, you're not going to be upset about something if you're not passionate about it. The people that aren't ranting and couldn't care less are the people that are playing Rust and people playing DayZ and have moved on to other games. They just don't care. They're not that passionate. I'm not trying to say they're any less of a fan of Battlefield or anything. They just don't care. Maybe they don't. Maybe they were casual players. That's not me. Battlefield is my pillar game. It is my focus game. It is the game I want to be my main game. Everything else kind of orbits around it. It's where I play with my friends. And I do with other games, but you understand that this is my main game. And I love it. And it's the best game that I found that fits what I love, how I like to play, what I enjoy, what intrigues me. So when that game falls short, and it's not just the falling short that I take issue with, obviously, as I've explained time and time again. It's how they've fallen short and how they've handled it post-launch. And as we peel back the layers, we see how things were handled. That infuriates me. And then because it makes me angry because I'm so passionate about it. I care so much about it. You don't care when you break up with a girl when you clearly knew it wasn't working and you don't give a shit anymore. You don't care. You let her go. To equate it to sports, I mean, if the Toronto Maple Leafs lose a hockey game, I couldn't care less because I don't care about them. I'm not passionate about them. But I guarantee you there's a lot of people in this world that are very passionate about that, and they're very upset when that occurs. What about, the San Francisco 49ers fans? They just lost last night. I don't really care. I didn't have a horse in that race, Seahawks or Niners, whatever. But there's a lot of people right now today that woke up and they're upset because they care. They're passionate. It's the same thing with gaming. It's when your fans aren't upset with you, if you mess something up, that's when you have to worry, because it means nobody gives a crap. Battlefield 4 has a very passionate fan base, obviously. Now, there's much divide in that fan base, and there's tons of different desires, and that's very difficult to kind of touch on. But your fans care, and you have to make every effort to help them. And that's where I come from with some of my negativity. Now, am I guilty of kind of bandwagoning? Possibly. You get on Twitter, you start talking about things, and it's fun to do. It's fun, it's having fun, it's for laughs. But I think this whole honesty versus positivity, I don't think there's, if you hyped up Battlefield at launch, suddenly that doesn't make you a shill for DICE. Because you're a gamer, you're excited, you want to talk about it, you want to focus on the good. There can be so much focus on negativity in the gaming world, especially YouTube gaming type stuff, that it's fun to just focus on and good and celebrate games, because that really is what I feel like YouTube should be about. And if you have negative things to say, maybe you just don't say them. It doesn't. You don't have to. When there's, but you're not dishonest with someone. Like I wouldn't ever advocate you making a video right now talking about how incredible the netcode is in Battlefield 4. That's flat out dishonest. But if you just choose not to make a video about the netcode because it's just going to be this, gutter of negativity, then fine. That's your choice as a YouTuber and as a player, and I actually kind of respect that, because, there doesn't need to be rant after rant after rant. You don't have to keep going on, and that's why I've tried to make it. I've done like 1 or 2 maybe negative videos in almost 2.5 months of Battlefield 4, and I think that's about where I like to keep it. I'm going to do it enough so that you guys know objectively, yeah, I'm aware of what's going on, but I don't need to keep saying it. You guys know where I stand. So where do you guys stand on the whole, should YouTubers be completely honest, even if they're unhappy? Or should they kind of just slant towards the positivity, more entertaining videos, things that are engaging more to you? And, like, people sit down on the couch with their iPad to watch a YouTube video. They don't want to hear the negativity. Life's full of negativity. They don't need it anymore on YouTube. At least that's my perspective. So what do you guys think? Give me a little direction here, like I said, as I kind of pan out my next 2 or 3 months of, kind of my motivation for my channel, my ethos, if you will. And this will help shape how I handle things, perhaps how often I upload different types of videos. So I'm really curious to see where you guys stand on this, what you think. Like always, I very much appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you soon, guys. Take care.